was spotted. The kick is away. And the kick is... It's gone! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
What up, y'all?
What's happening?
What's going on?
Want y'all to know, man, we back, but this time it's for the pregame. And what, about an hour and a half, roughly, give or take a few minutes, we're going to take the field. We're going to give this Tampa Bay Succaneers what they deserve. So, yeah, go Eagles from Philly, definitely. But good people, we're going to do what we got to do. But the first thing we're going to do before we do that, we're just going to talk about this thing, right? We got a big matchup. Everybody else in the division has lost. Giants lost on Thursday. Cowboys and the Giants both lost. Cowboys, of course, lost to the worst team in the NFL. But that's okay. Somebody had to. So it's up to the Philadelphia Eagles to hold up to the moniker that I hold dear to me, and that's the NFC Beast. Because if we go 0-4 this week, that's just tough. That's just really, really tough. So, Wyatt, Eagles Diva, whichever one of you want to go first, let's talk about these injury updates, the depth chart, some of these things we got going on with the team.
Oh, well, I think the only injuries we have is Quez Watkins with a hamstring and Boston Scott. I think that's the only two people not playing tonight.
Yeah.
I think that Devin White is questionable. But other than that, we good to go.
Yeah. I mean, Devin Allen got brought up from the practice squad, as well as Braden Mann, the new punter we brought in. So they're saying Devin Allen going to be getting some actual either returning, reps, or he could possibly go in a wide receiver at some point. My guess is he maybe goes into returning because Britton Covey may be going into the wide receiver spot with Quez being gone, and then Olamide Zaccheaus is going to be the starting slot receiver there. That's the way I'm assuming it's going to go. And then they're just, with Vontae Maddox being out for the whole year, they're saying that because through training camp, Bradbury's been kind of cross-training at nickel a little bit. That's the way just Asai has been running the defense. He's been getting a lot of different players playing and kind of cross-training at different positions in case there are injuries. But they're saying that Bradbury could start at nickel tonight, which is going to be very interesting to see. And then Josh Job's going to be playing the outside where Bradbury normally is, which is it's a little worrisome. Job, he was getting burned a little bit last week, but I think over the majority of the game, he was okay. But, you got Evans and you got Godwin to possibly have the handle over the night. So, I don't know. Maybe they're going to kind of switch them. I can't see Bradbury playing that nickel spot the whole game. Maybe they're going to be throwing different packages at him, kind of swapping them. Who knows? But I don't really like Joe playing that outside corner as long as Bradbury is healthy.
But I did hear that Bradbury was playing the nickel, and I don't know if he really liked it. I know he said it was something different for him.
Yeah, it's definitely way different than outside.
Yeah.
Well, several different things, right? Whole different bunch of things happen in the game. But as far as the injuries go, I just hope that these guys are actually healthy that are coming back, right? So we got a lot of guys that were injured that are going to be back because we have a lot of injuries. And in placement of these guys, right? So honestly, man, I'd probably rather have Devin Allen catching the ball than Britton Covey. And the reason being is Allen is fast as all outdoors. So if he gets the catch, if he can actually get the ball, he's really fast. And he's another guy you can start throwing the slot some to take the top off. So I would rather it be Devin Allen, but we'll see how that ends up playing out for the game.
Yeah, that return during preseason.
Yep. And then Gainwell, of course, is now listed as our number 2 running back.
Good.
Duh. That should
As
have
it should
happened
be.
earlier. Yeah, that should have happened earlier. Um, Rashad Penny's a concern. If we need to lose a third running back, I'm gonna be honest. The way Rashad Penny has looked so far has not been good at all. It has not been impressive. It has been just the opposite of that. It's been very concerning for me just to see him out there playing and what he's been doing. So I'm hoping, beyond hope, I'm hoping that he's ready. I'm hoping he's got his mind together. He's kind of ready to do this thing, and he's out there to play. But based on prior experience, I'm keeping an eye on that. All of our defense, for the most part, of course, we're going to be missing Kobe Dean for a couple more weeks. We're going to be missing Devontae Maddox for the season, but for the most part, a lot of the guys are there. So, that's a positive. We did need to have someone else come up for kick and punt returns because Quez and Boston do both, right? So kind of had to have somebody else. So I'm okay with that. I'm interested in this cornerback situation, right? I saw the reports that we could have Bradbury playing nickel. And my thing is, if he's been cross-trained there, okay, fine. But I still really want to see him and Darius Slade form that dominant duo on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Joby, or Joe, whichever way we say it, has played nickel corner. He was a nickel corner last year. What I don't want to see is Goodrich not playing nickel because he's the backup nickel. He's been trained there too. And then Bradbury's just playing just there. I want to see him kind of everywhere if he's going to play. I'd rather him play right and nickel if that's the situation, and kind of have Joe come in some, maybe have Goodrich come in some at nickel and just kind of play it that way. Maybe, like you said, different packages. My hope is that the side took this 10 days, kind of got some different packages and got things looking the way he more wants it to look. Now he has a good amount of the people back. We got Blankenship back starting at left safety. Which will be strong safety. And then weak safety, we got Justin Evans. Looks like the starter right now. So hope Sidney Brown gets time there. Terrell Edmonds, I wouldn't mind if he plays some, but just in, kind of relief of Blankenship. Blankenship healthy again. He's back. Linebacker, still very, very concerned. We've only got 3, right? Hopefully, maybe like Edmonds or some other people we can kind of do some things where we have different formations to kind of cover that up as well. So some concerns, I would say definitely, but overall, man, we're about as healthy as we're going to be probably for the next week or 2. So, hey, it's just time to get down to it. It's time to make some things happen.
Yeah.
And we got joined us in the building, y'all. King DV.
What's going on, bro? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, man. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much. I was just ready for the game, bro. That's all I'm ready for. Ready for the game. Try to still be undefeated. Happy that we got Blankenship back. Not too happy about the call out for James Bradbury to be in the slot, but we gotta see where that goes. Hopefully it's not all game.
Yeah, I'm hoping not. Gotta switch it up a little bit. Keep them honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When you got Mike Evans, who's been snapping, and then you got Chris Godwin, who can get off any game he wants to if he really puts himself to it. I mean, I like Job, but I'd rather see Job in the slot. If I could have my pick, I'd rather see Job in the slot for some of the time, splitting that with Goodrich. But we're gonna see what happens with that. Philly says we need to stay healthy tonight. We need to stay healthy tonight every game.
Yeah,
we don't need no more of these games where we in here playing 4 and 5 dudes that shouldn't even be on the field playing as much as they're playing.
Right.
But before we go on with the pregame, I want to be petty for a minute with y'all. We all Eagles fans here, right? Just be petty for a moment. So I've been hearing a lot of talk from San Francisco 49ers fans and 49er what's the word? Loyalists, saying how the 49ers would have beat us if they had Brock Purdy in a championship game. So I want to say for the last time, I must have been watching a different game because the game I was watching, it was 7-0 when Brock Purdy got hurt. Right. It wasn't like we was down 21-7. We was down 14-0 when Brock Purdy got hurt. And I haven't seen Brock Purdy go out against a solid defense who's blitzing him and attacking him and had these kind of games like he's having against that Steelers defense that didn't look good in week 1 and against some of these other teams that are not quite up to par, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to need y'all to pump y'all brakes real quick. And then the other thing is, I'm hearing all this talk that the 49ers are the best team in the NFL. The last time I checked, neither one of us lost a game yet. Now, we could lose a game tonight, right? We haven't played yet, but I'm just saying, it's a lot of premature talk that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. We're not going to say the NFL because we know the best team in the AFC is right now. And that's that team in Miami. But 49ers fans, 49ers fan lovers, y'all loyalists and y'all secret closet fans, what I want y'all to do, clamp it. Because we didn't win 2 games and we didn't even look good. But here's the thing. Is it important to look good now or is it important to look good week 16? For me, it's week 16. It's important to get wins as many as you can get. But it's better to look good at the end of the season than come out playing your best at the beginning and then you fall off. So I just want to say, man, y'all need to shut up. Like, I'm going to just be straight up. Y'all need to shut up, let it go. The past is a pass. You want to keep trying to bring up this game and talk about this and talk about that. We get a chance to play in the regular season, and I'm going to be honest. I'm not worried about what happens in the regular season game because the regular season won't win us a championship. Y'all could beat us 70-0, and it still won't win you a championship.
Thanks.
So that's my thoughts. Would you guys like to express any thoughts before we get back to the regular schedule program?
Man, shut up. That's all I got to say. We didn't even waste no time on them bums. Anyway, anybody else?
Nah, we'll see what happens when week 10, week 11 when it comes around. Yeah,
around that time,
yeah.
Then we'll
let that settle on the field.
Yeah, we'll give them some attention then. But until then, they don't get no attention. We here to talk about today's game.
See, I just had to take me a petty break, man. I haven't been petty in a while. You know, sometimes just build up inside you. Diva, you got something, man?
So they just said that Mario Goodrich is out.
Yeah, I just saw that. He's a healthy scratch.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
Interesting.
Crazy. This is crazy.
I certainly hope Bradbury is not going to be in that nickel spot the whole game. We can't be doing that.
I think we'd be okay though, because if need be, I think Josh Joe could do the slot. I think I see Eli Ricks. This is not the game for him to play right now. This is not the game for him to play.
But Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown played slot in college. Yeah, so maybe he's gonna be the guy to get some reps there. We'll see, but man,
possibly. Maybe they throw in the Bradbury thing out there as like a smoke screen type thing.
Maybe I don't know, man. I don't know. But Sam says, let's go Eagles. What up, Sam? And then our guy E Money Bentley says, go Birds, go Birds. Oh man. This is gonna be a crazy game because I'll be honest, man. Before the season started, I was like, win. They got that clown at quarterback. We ain't worried about them. He's not looking like a clown the first 2 games. I will say this. I think this is a game for Baker Mayfield to kind of have to get rid of the ball fast and not lead the receiver to do the things that he normally does. So if he plays the way that he normally plays, which is he holds the ball until he sees the break and then throws it, I think these guys are going to be able to get to him. What we've had happen the first 2 weeks is we've had situations where they haven't really had an opportunity to get to the quarterback like they want because the quarterbacks are getting rid of the ball fast because they understand that rush is coming. We're only giving up 52 yards a game running the ball. So you're going to do your damage through the air if you're going to do damage. And with certain guys back now, I think that's going to help mitigate some of that. And man, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but for me, I'm just excited that it's game day finally. And I'm also excited that we got these guys back, and then we're going to be able to try to match up properly and really get this game a run. But any thoughts I have on Baker Mayfield or what we're going to try to do defensively to stop them?
You can go first, DV, if you want, man.
I just think. Go ahead. No, go ahead, DV. You the guest. Go ahead.
Basically, I think it's going to come down to the center. That center, you got to attack that. The center, their center, to try to get the timing of Baker Mayfield off. You got to, send four. You have to send four. Because just like you just said, he's like to hold on to the ball and let the play develop before he slings it. He's not one of those Mac Jones guys or even Kirk Cousins that can actually like get the ball out quickly. He's not one of those guys because he's gonna make mental mistakes. And I really believe that that's what it's going to come down to. Just throwing his timing off, making sure that he don't have that brother with Mike Evans tonight. Making sure that he can't find a guy like Godwin. Also, it's not just on him. It's that running game too. Let's be honest. Their running game was okay for the first two games, but we are by statistically from week two, since week two, the best run defense in the NFL. So hopefully we can continue that, stopping the run, making sure that he can't do no play action, things like that, or RPOs, because he can move a little. He's not a scrambling quarterback, but he can move a little. Just being able to just make him move on our time, not his time. That will kill us if we cannot get home. And it starts with that front four. And hopefully Hassan Reddick can actually not just get pressures, but get to the quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I got to say is we got to watch that middle because we know our middle is soft. And so if we let him throw in that middle, that's the only thing that concerns me about the defense is that middle. Our middle has always been soft. It's never been decent. But I'm really worried about the offense more than anything because the play calling, I don't know. It's just been off. Jalen don't look like he's been comfortable. So I'm really worried about the offense. Hopefully, we've settled down and we can actually start making plays, and the coach can actually make plays that work for the team and work for the offense, and work for Jalen because he just hasn't looked comfortable in the last two games. Luckily, we have been winning, but I want him to get back to how he was comfortable last year when he was out there on the field. But yeah, I mean, other than that, Baker Mayfield, if you get in his face and get some pass rush on him, he gonna throw an interception or two or three. So definitely I want to see more pass rush. I want to see sometimes I don't even think we've been spying lately. I want to see a spy out there. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what he doing and stopping what he doing because I mean he can't sling it and he can't throw it. So we got to watch that middle and we just got to get pressure on Baker Mayfield so that he's not in tune with his receivers.
All right. Well, what about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, echoing DV and Diva's statements, yeah, the middle of the field is really where I'm mostly worried about. But as long as that defensive front is able to get home or at least put pressure consistently, it shouldn't be that much of a worry. But I mean, like you said, Baker Mayfield does take that extra time that he needs. So hopefully this is a big game, like DV was saying. Hassan Reddick needs to come out, and this is going to be the game that he's going to bust out a little bit here. I feel like either him or Sweaty's been doing it nice here the past couple of weeks, but Hassan Reddick needs to get home this week too. And I'm sure we'll get into the offense, but Brian Johnson, he had way more time. He had like an extra bye week to kind of sit down with Jalen, figure this out a little bit, get it situated, hopefully come out with a whole new game plan going into the night. And then hopefully get to see AJ ball out and Devontae, get some Goddard in there too. I know you were trying to force feed Goddard last week, but you got to go back and forth between these different pieces you have. You have all the weapons. It's just kind of putting it together and have some consistency on offense here. Get it rolling early and get that run gamer going early too with Swift.
I dig it. So the matchup. So we have the matchup of our defense, right, against their offense. We kind of talked about that, what we can do to kind of mitigate that and to make that work. So the other hand, our offense, versus their defense. I'll let you guys go first. I'll come in last, DV, I guess. So we're gonna always let go first, show a little hospitality because city of brotherly love and all that good stuff. What you think, man?
I don't want to go away from the run, like Wyatt said. I don't want to go away from the run, just because they up there too and run stoppage as well. I don't want to go away from that. Stick to that. Also, I don't want to see Jalen Hurts, take over 10 carries in the game. I don't want to see that, especially with their defense. Their defense is nice, and I don't want it to be to the point where we're forcing things either. Jalen Hurts is on record saying that, he takes that as motivation to that their coach said that he can't read the field. Also, a Todd Bowles defense, he hasn't beaten them yet. So I want him to take his time, not force feed AJ because of the whole debacle on the sidelines. I don't want him to force feed it. Take what the defense gives you, get into a rhythm. This is what the offense been missing. Jalen Hurts in a rhythm. And I think last year, Shane Steichen was so good at putting him back into a rhythm to the point where you just negated the mistakes because he went right back into a rhythm. Whereas though Brian Johnson didn't get there yet. It's going to be, rough starts. Last year, first quarter, our offense will go. But then second quarter, it's like we pick it up and now we're a whole different team. And then by the time the halfway point of the third quarter, we sitting guys. I want our offense to come out explosive, but it takes the offensive coordinator to get the quarterback into a rhythm, especially when he's not in a rhythm. If it's showing that he's not in a rhythm, get him into a rhythm. Get Dallas Goedert involved. Throw some swing passes to Swift. Do some in and out routes to Smitty, D. Smitty. Do some in and out routes to him. You got to get him involved, or a quick slant to AJ. But it has to be quick. It can't be down the field. We don't have those guys right now in the Quez Watkins or Alameda Zacchaeus. You do have D. Smitty that can go down the field, but now it's a chance of a 50-50 ball, chance of a mistake. You want the rhythm, whereas though that he's reading the whole field. And I think we're going to see that tonight. I think it's going to be more of that type of game plan where we kind of spread the Buccaneers defense a lot, but we got to start with the run. We've got to work them inside out. But we're nothing on offense without that offensive line holding these guys and giving Jalen Hurts that time. So it all goes into a puzzle that I'm all with Jalen Hurts basically saying that, it's a we thing, not just a me thing. So, and just paraphrasing, but at the same time, that offensive line got to be stronger than they were the first 2 weeks because I did not like it, regardless of how many points we won by and how many points we put up. That offensive line has been horrendous, and it's been a lot of talk that it's easy to go on Cam Jurgens' side or Jordan Mailata's side, right in that area. So we got to strengthen that, and we'll be all right.
Right. And that goes back to Brian Johnson. That all goes back to him at the end of the day. But yeah, Hurts is got to let that ball go a lot quicker. I'm not understanding why he's holding the ball so long. Trying to wait for people to get open. If they can't get open, bro, just throw it out of bounds. I mean, because you trying to run around and wait for somebody to get open. For one, it can cause you to get hurt. 2, we losing yards, and we don't need that. And so I need a lot better play calling. Definitely let Swift run because when you run in, you open up the rest of the field. But just switch it up. Don't always be looking for Goddard. Like it's like you're picking certain ones instead of knowing the talent that you have, and you could just swing it to Goddard, or you could swing it to AJ Brown, or you could swing it to Devontae. But just mix it up because last week we was just force feeding Goddard. And one of those got picked off because he wanted to force it down the field. So you got to be a lot smarter about when you throwing the ball, Jalen. And you also got to be a lot smarter about running. Because, bro, when you got stuck last week, I thought you was gone. And we can't have that. We can't have that. So it's got to be better. And even if Brian Johnson ain't calling the right plays, Jalen, you out there. You on the field. You can read that defense. So out of it to play. You know what I'm saying? All of it so it works for you and it works for the team. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, like you said, he's got to learn to throw it out of bounds. We can't be having him holding onto the ball nearly as much as he has been the past couple of weeks, or just running it as nearly as much as he has been these past couple of weeks, especially in that first half of the Vikings. He was running it like every other play. And it was us as viewers were predicting when it was going to happen. What's that other defense doing? They know it's going to come. So, I mean, I think the offense just needs to run through the run game, use Swift and Gainwell as you need to, and then that'll open up the pass game, like everybody said, and get the ball out quick. Like use what the Vikings and the Patriots were doing to us. Like get that ball out fast. Use some of these, quick slant routes or what have you. But we need to get that rhythm going. And I think over this course of 10 days, 11 days since we last played, they need to get creative. Like we talked about last week, they need to scheme some of our receivers open. It doesn't look like any of these dudes were getting open these first couple weeks. You need to find a way to get them open. And I mean, it seemed like before it was either, okay, we're going to run it with Hurts, we're going to go for like a quick slant, or it's just going to be deep. And there was like no in between a little bit. And I feel like you need to just work the whole field. Don't be afraid to throw across the middle if you have to. It's just, I don't know if Hurts is just afraid to take some of those chances under this offense because he's not fully comfortable. But I don't know. I feel like over this course of this 11 days, Hurts and Brian Johnson should have sat down and figured out what was working, what was not working, how to get him in a rhythm. And hopefully, since they've actually had some time to game plan around this, it's not a short week. Hopefully we come out tonight and are just lighting on fire in this offense. I'm hoping we should be scoring a touchdown on every drive tonight. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay. All right. So, man, I think we need to figure out where to attack. So we look at Tampa Bay. They are good against the run, as King DB said, mainly up the middle. That's where they really have been really well. So if you want to run out of them, you want to run stretch plays, you want to run those type of plays where you're getting out wide tosses, things like that, things that force them to try to be really fast on the edges, which is not their strength. But they attack you through the middle so hard that they still can get to your quarterback if you don't have a guy that's mobile. Also, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I remember last year we used to do this crazy thing called screen passes, right?
Right.
It's like we don't know anything about it anymore. It's like, when the film come on and Brian Johnson saw screenplays, he was like, no.
That left a striking. That left a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Gone.
We got to get back to the screens, right? I agree with what everyone said about Jalen Hurts needs to get in the rhythm. The way you do that, some screen passes, let him run a time or two, but to the outside. Never run your quarterback up the middle unless it's a big hole and it's for a first down or a touchdown and it's a big hole. And a lot of those should be just off script. Like, hey, it's a play, but everybody's covered. I see everybody's covered pre-snap. I understand that I'm going to have a lane. I just need to find that lane and get as much as I can to get down. I also would like to see Swift actually catch the ball. I mean, this guy is a multi-versatile player. I mean, can we get him some screens, some halfback screens? Can we send him on a go route or two? Little swing passes and different things, a hitch route, out route, something. I mean, this is a guy that can catch out of the backfield. You got Kenneth Gainwell that should be back. Same thing, catch out of the backfield. Use those guys as that type of weapon as well. And we've got this tight end that I think Jalen Hurts forgot about. Name's Dallas Goedert. If you give him the ball, he normally catches it, Jalen. So I'm going to need you to check him out too. And then your boy AJ, don't force feed. But when he's open, give him the ball. And in his mind, he's always open. I get that. But when he actually is open, give the rock. He made a great play last week that got called back. So I was on a Birds Deep podcast on Thursday. So we're talking. And they had a little bit of a problem with, AJ Brown and him wanting the ball and stuff, and how, why want the ball when you're winning and don't get away from what's winning. So my thought process was, I'd rather you say, hey, give me the rock when we winning than when we losing, right? When we losing, that's when I want you to say, all right, team first, we're going to do what we got to do to get back in the game. But that's not going to be cool. But when we up and I'm getting open because these guys can't hold me, yeah, I'm going to call for the ball. Yeah, I'm going to come to you and be like, hey, bro, you need to get me the ball and you need to get Dallas the ball. Because we just running routes and ain't nothing happening. Where the rock at? So it's like there's a balancing act with that in my mind. But at the same time, I'm cool, like I said, with him running the ball, hit the spots. Their corners are not great. So take advantage of every advantage that you have, but get yourself in a rhythm first with some of the slats, some crossing routes, maybe a go route or two after you started getting yourself right, after you settled in. And another thing that I don't know if y'all noticed that I noticed about Jalen His footwork isn't as solid in the pocket. He doesn't seem comfortable like he was last year. He's not planting good and making good throws all the time. And that's why we see some of the balls. Maybe they're even getting caught, but they're just not the same. I just want them to really take this game. It's like you've had 3 games now. This is like your 4th game. So take this like your 4th preseason game from back in the day, right? Really get to it. Really put everything together. Brian Johnson, the scripted plays have got to be better for your quarterback. I do hope, like everyone said, you sit down with him and say, hey, we got to figure this thing out. This is what we need to do for these first 15 plays. We need to see Jalen in situations where he can win, situations where the skills that he has works. I don't want him to sit in the pocket and be a pocket passer like he was when Nick Sirianni was calling plays 2 years ago. I want him to be the guy that we saw with Shane Steichen. You had a blueprint, Brian Johnson. So why are you not using the blueprint? If it's not broke, don't fix it. I will say this to Brian Johnson. Thank you for the tush push. Thank you. It's about time. We know we can run it. We know it's an automatic 2-3 yards every time. So let's get it. If we got 4th and 2, 4th and 1, why are we even discussing it? We don't need to do nothing. We just keep the offense on the field and let's get it. Don't matter where it's from. Use the tools that you have, man. Keep the defense solid and stay fresh. And speaking of the defense, real quick, Jalen Carter, you've been right there, bro. You've been right there. You've been disruptive, but you hadn't quite grabbed the dude on a regular basis and drove him to the ground. That's the game. I want to see you and Hassan Reddick back there slapping hands, high fives, at the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So let's make it happen. Step up, Milton Williams, when that step up comes, because Mayfield's going to have to step up right or left. When a step up comes, you be there. Drive him to where your other defenders are, when you come around those edges if you can't get to him, and let's make him uncomfortable. Let's make him have to hold the ball a little bit longer. Let's rack up his nerves a little bit. Let's make him have to think about what he's doing a little bit more than he wants to. Once we impose our will in this game, it's a wrap. We need them murder quarters again. Remember back last year's second quarter, murder quarter? We need a couple of those. But if we come out quarter 1, we run the ball, we throw some screens, some short passes, some curl routes, different things, some dig routes, go routes, all those things. Just mix it up. Make them have to look at us and say, we got to guard everything. We can't just say, oh, Jalen's going to throw the ball to Devontae Smith 10 times in a row, then A.J. Brown 5 times, then he's going to throw to Dallas Goedert a few times, then A.J. going to get mad, so we got to go back to A.J., then he's going to go back to Devontae. Spread the ball around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jack Stoll in the game, throw him the ball. If you don't catch it, take him out. You got enough clout in there. And if you throw Jack Stoll the ball, he'll catch it. You just look over at the coach like, get him
out. Just dude out here on the field.
Yeah, right.
But, give people a chance, because that's what you need. You need that little 5-10 passes to other guys you don't really expect. Zacchaeus, I agree with King D, but he doesn't have the same speed that like a Quez Watkins has. But if we have Devin Allen active, put him out there as a decoy. Let him run deep. If he's wide open, throw him one. I will say this. If it's Devin Allen catching that ball, I'm not going to be mad if he misses it, right? I'm going to say, if you throw 2 of them, he only going to catch 1 of them, right? If you throw 5, he probably only catch 2, maybe 3. He's not catching all of them. Let's be real. But the threat is there, right? The threat is there. Take the top off and let them boys work in the middle. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I'll use him as a decoy, but there's not too many. It's not too many. No, not too many going his way. Unless he's wide open, he got to be wide open.
Hey, you see the number open. The number was like 2 and 5, right? We wouldn't talk. You see the numbers. The numbers
not
up.
Too many.
I feel it. That's my man B. My man B. What up, B? Appreciate you, man, for checking in with us. And hope you watching the game tonight too, man. Because
I hope so.
I hope.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that other game, man. This is the game to watch. Don't worry about that other game.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that other one.
I just want Joey B to do good. That's all, because I got him on my fantasy. But besides that, I'm watching the Eagles game all the way through.
Right. I got Joey B. And all week, everybody's like, oh, Burrow ain't playing. I was like, if you go to, I get NFL media, so I get the media stuff from the NFL. So if you go to the stuff they've been saying all week, Joe Burrow's been pushing the team to play. So I took a chance and I said, you know what? I'm going to rock with Joey B. If I go down, I'm going to go down with Joey B. If I win, I'm going to win with Joey B. So I kept Joey B in.
They're not trying to go 0-3.
Yeah, they have no choice but to play him if he can play. If they got to put one of them whole knee leg braces on him where he can't even hardly bend his knee for him to go out there and play, he's got to play tonight. They don't have anything behind him. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good backup, then you can have that luxury of saying, "Oh, maybe I sit him." But he's got to at least give it a go. Now, if he out there, he can't play. It is what it is. But I feel like he's going to be the guy out there. They didn't activate any other quarterbacks, so they're only going to have 2 quarterbacks. So if you're not going to activate the 3rd quarterback, that tells everybody Burrow's going to play, or at least give it a go. So, hey,
Yeah.
I'm with it. Need that for fantasy. But back to the game. AJ Brown, I need you for fantasy as well, sir, because not of your own fault. You're killing me this year.
This guy.
Yeah. You've been killing me this year,
I'm
my dude.
AJ.
It ain't your fault, but you've been killing me, my dude. And then DeAndre Swift, let me get like 150 in a TD, please.
Yeah, let me get that. Jalen too. Let me get that. Let me get that.
You know
And see, what's crazy.
I ain't playing Eagles DB this week, so they can go off.
I got both of them on my shirt, but I need Smitty to go off. Because I got him, and I'm down. I'm down 20. I'm down 20 points right now.
Oh man.
I got Smitty. I got Smitty. My league got divisive backs and everything. So I got Slay and I got Joe Burrow. That's the 3 people I need to go off tonight.
Yeah, I got Cox in one league. I got Goddard in a couple of leagues because he failed to me. I'm like, oh, I need a tight end. Let me grab Goddard. But hey, so far everybody else been right about Goddard as far as when they drafted him or why they didn't draft him. But it's gonna turn around. We got a long season. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll hit eventually.
So that kind of leads into the other question I have for y'all. Who do you think is going to be our X factor for us and the X factor for Tampa Bay in this game? Like a player that you think is going to be a difference maker.
So I'll go first. I think that for instance, I think Josh Sweat is going to be a factor. Only because, like last game he had 5 QB hits. He's been doing it consistently, and I think that's where it's going to come from. I think he's going to be the X factor. I think he's probably going to get the first sack. That's a bold prediction. First sack, okay. Josh Sweat. And on the opposite end, and you talked about it, too cool. I think the big guy, Big V, is going to be the X factor up there. I know that he was on an injury report, but he's going to be a threat, for us trying to get and running out the middle. The only person I can see, and I don't know how much faith that we got in him, is Rashad Penny doing it.
I know. It's got to be like on the goal line, bro. It's got to be like 1 yard. And honestly, I'd rather see do a tush push. But if you want to get the ball, I'll live with it.
Just have Jalen do it.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, because he's really got me like, you for real? You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
like,
I'm mad. I'm mad that we let Trey Sermon go, and now we didn't kept Penny, and we can't even go get Trey back. Like, yo.
Or else they probably would have after that last game. Just cut Penny, bring Trey Sermon back, and now we don't have any options. What Jordan Howard doing? Haven't heard his name in a while. Give him a call.
Jordan Howard's knees might be cocoa powder by now.
Stupid. So I'm thinking our X factor is gonna be Reed Blankenship, my boy. I think he's gonna ball out tonight. And for them, Mike Evans could definitely be the X factor if we don't make sure we cover him over the top and underneath.
Okay. Wow, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Diva. I'm gonna say Mike Evans probably is that X factor. If not him, probably either Godwin. So they're gonna have to get somebody rolling on that offense for him, and it's gonna be one of those 2 guys. As far as ours, I was gonna go with probably Josh Sweat, but I'll switch it up. I'll go with Darius Slay. Big play Slay's going. We need to make some big plays tonight against whoever he's covering, whether that is Evans or Godwin, whoever he's going to be on. But since Bradbury's probably going to be in the nickel, he's not going to be on their side. I feel like Slay's going to have to step up and make some of those big plays as he's known for.
So for my X factors, I'm gonna have 2 for Tampa Bay. One's gonna be Trey Palmer, their slot wide receiver, because we know, as Deep said earlier, got some problems over that middle. And also Cade Otto, their tight end, because we have a pattern of making tight ends look really, really, really good when they're not really, really, really good. So I think those are 2 guys that have an opportunity to be X factors for Tampa Bay. For the Eagles, I'm gonna go with the big man, Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis clogging up that middle, forcing people to double team him, allowing Fletcher Cox, Jalen Carter to get their rocks off and get to the quarterback, because of the amount of attention you're going to have to pay to him, and him continuing to be that just wall for the run game is going to be very important for us, because if we can make them one dimensional and then we can get after Baker Mayfield, then we can have a good game, a really, really, really good game. And I, for one, would love to be able to come out tomorrow morning and say, hey, NFC East, just want to let y'all know we had y'all back this week. We know y'all couldn't get it done without us, so we went ahead and made sure that we got at least one dub this week. You know what I'm saying? Because, that makes me happy. That warms my little cool heart a little bit and makes it warm. You know what I'm saying?
It's inevitable. It's inevitable too. Just because week 3 is the week that we actually went off. Remember, we played the Commanders last year, week 3. So this would be the game that we should be doing that, putting Baker Mayfield on his back. So please, to the football gods, let my team be the team of old. And make it hard.
Don't let Baker Mayfield come out here,
bro. If he beat us,
crap on us.
If he beat us, it's gonna be so many Cowboys fans in my inbox, and I'm gonna deserve every one of them.
But it can't be though, because listen, hear me out.
He's better than Josh.
Hear me out. Yeah, that's number 1. Number 2, the Cardinals was ranked number 31. They were 31 in the NFL. At least Baker and them was 2-0. That's what I'm saying. Right. So
it ain't too much talking y'all can do.
That's what I'm saying. They was ranked number 31 with Josh Dobbs, Charlie Villanueva, brother. They look similar. Yeah.
They compared him to Little Bill. They said y'all let Little Bill.
Oh my gosh,
bro. No, I hadn't even really seen the picture. But I was like, who is this they got with the
Little Bill
Cardinals outfit on? And I was like, oh, that's the dude. I'm like,
that's Dobbs. Yeah, I remember him when he played in college. Yeah,
bro.
Little Bill.
That is Little Bill and Charlie Villanueva's brother, bro. Real talk. My man got that alopecia real bad. He ain't got no hair.
Yeah,
no eyebrows, nothing. I'm like,
my boy looked like a cancer patient out there. No,
bro. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that's crazy. Y'all let that man dog y'all?
Man, I think Mini Me could have went there and dogged him.
They exploited a lot in that game. Man.
Yeah, they showed a lot of the things that Dallas are not good at that everybody else can use, and we just don't want the same thing to happen. The Giants. I mean, we already knew the Giants was getting mollywopped. Like, we do that. I mean, the Giants. I try to hold down the division as best I can, right? I do my NFC Beast thing, so we're talking all the teams in the division. I try to hold the division as much as I can. But we knew Giants was going to get mollywopped. Now, I feel like I'm surprised by the Commanders. I expect them to win, but I expected it to be a good game, and that was the opposite of a good game.
Yeah, you got both on 4 interceptions. You're never gonna win that game.
I mean, I don't mean no harm, but Sam Howell had them days at Carolina. Period.
I'm just happy we play them next week. We play them next week, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
I get through the night, but we play them next week.
Man, you know how we do. We be making them
at home. We play them at home. So yeah. Good luck.
You never know. We lost to Sam Howell last year, so we
didn't lose to Sam Howell. We lost to the other guy.
Taylor Hindparts. As my boys used to call him. Taylor Hindparts.
Dude that flopping on the field on that last possession, flopping, saying it was like a roughing the passer. He knew what he was doing.
Whereas Watkins got up. All you gotta do is keep your stupid butt on the ground.
Bro.
Yeah, he gonna try to make a juke move.
Bro, when he got up, I was like, what the?
Why'd you even get up,
Stay down, bro. Stay down,
bro. That was when they almost killed Goddard. Goddard almost got decapitated.
Yeah, man.
That game.
All right, so Before we get off topic here, because I'm about to get off topic myself, so I ain't talking about it, but I'm talking about me. But before we get off topic, Fred, all right, so any last words? We'll go around. We'll start with you, DV, as our guest on the game, and then give us your score predictions if you feel comfortable giving a score prediction.
Oh yeah, I've been giving it all week. So this game is going to go down. It's going to come to Brian Johnson versus Todd Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
We had opinions on everything, but it's going to come down to who's going to coach the best. And it's also going to come down to our offensive line versus their defensive line, because that's going to be telling on, how this game is going to go. But I know that's not the exciting part of football, but that's where football is won. So I think that final score will be 31-17. The Philadelphia Eagles come out as victorious.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, go ahead, White.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah,
okay. I mean, hopefully tonight, all we got to do is just let that defensive line get home. Put the pressure on Baker Mayfield. Let that kind of alleviate the pressure off that secondary a little bit. And then the offense just need to get it right. Get that offense figured out. We should be golden at that point. So, I mean, go Birds. As far as the score prediction, 28-10.
All I know is we better not lose to Baker Mayfield. That's what I do know. That's all I know. That's all I got to say, because it ain't no reason why we should be losing to Baker Mayfield. Long as that offense is rolling, I want to see the run game started early, first thing early, and don't abandon the run game, because we know Philadelphia Eagles, boy, they abandon that run game quick, fast, and hurry. So I want to see running, and I want to see multiple people targeted. Defense, I'm not really worried about them because they have been carrying us for the past 2 games. But yeah, so my score prediction is 34-14.
So I'm gonna simply say my score is gonna be 31-16. That's what I got. I got the Eagles getting 4 touchdowns and a field goal, and then I got them getting 1 touchdown and field goals. So, 3 field goals, a touchdown. That's what I have for the game. Hey, time for talk is almost up. We at 6:22, 7 p.m. We're gonna see what's popping. Philly fans. I just want everybody to know, man. First of all, I appreciate everybody that's here on the panel, DV, for popping in with us. You got an open invitation. DV, you ever want to be on the show, all you got to do is message. You know what I'm saying? And you in, say less, And Diva, Wyatt, appreciate y'all for always hopping in with me, man, listening to my foolishness and my rants, because I be getting wild sometimes. I be trying to calm down, but hey, especially last year, boy, that defense coordinator had me about to have a high blood pressure. But, hopefully things will be a little better this year. I do agree with what DV, what you said, but I also think the other matchup to watch is the flip of that. Is our DC decide against their OC and how that's gonna, because we want to make sure that we win these chess matches. If we can win these chess matches up here, we can make adjustments. And I'm gonna say this, and I did not say this at all last year. We talk a lot about all the things that Brian Johnson needs to do. Brian Johnson knows how to make changes at halftime. Sean knows how to say, hey, what we was doing the first half sucked. We ain't gonna keep doing the same thing. We're gonna at least try something different that sucks. Not the same thing. So at least we got that different from last year, right? Because think about last year, that dude that was our DC that admittedly has gotten a little bit of the ire off him because he did something that I did not think he was gonna be able to do and beat the Cowboys. So good job for that. But he just would not make any changes. He was just like, whatever's whatever. I don't care if this is the best for the team or not. I'm just going to do stupid stuff because I'm stupid. That's what I felt like anyway. So
you guys can change it if you want. I'm good.
Yeah.
Just let the players change it up.
Yeah. Y'all want to change it? Cool. If not, I just don't do anything. I don't care. But I just feel like, man, we got the right pieces. And I know the reason a lot of people said we weren't going to go back and why things are going to be hard is because, you get to the Super Bowl, you lose coordinators, and then blah, 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 blah. Okay, we had some tough games, but guess what? We're 2-0, hopefully about to be 3-0, and it's just a matter of building. Every week is a build. We know what we got to do. We know who we playing. We know the challenges. You got a chance to see film. We got 3 weeks worth of film after this week, so moving forward, every week we'll have another week of film. Just make it happen, man. Make it happen. Let's get a win. It's time for the boys to go ahead and take that next step in the division. All right. So, it's a couple of things we got to do because we can't get out here before we do them. We already had our last thoughts. So, we always got to hit you with the Fly Eagles Fly. Always got to hit you with the Be Elite. DV, tell everybody where they can find you.
Find me on YouTube, King DV Sports, or X or Twitter, whatever you call it, King DV Sports. So that's the 2 places I'm mainly at. So you could catch me there.
Definitely. Why? Where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and at Instagram at YPregard and at Cinema Trip Reviews. Also, catch me on YouTube with my other channel at Cinema Trip Reviews. Do reviews every Wednesday. Just stop in, like, share, and subscribe.
You can find me on X at CMCobb1. You can find me on Instagram, same thing. You can find me on YouTube. I got my own podcast called Black Light Mass Incarceration Show on all major streaming platforms and YouTube. And that's it.
Just go to youtube.com/ArealPlayCallers and just look at all them playlists. That's where you can find me. And then on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. EST, we're going to be right back here talking about this game, everything else related to the Philadelphia Eagles. In Tampa Bay, don't think we forgot about you.
Right.
Oh,
now y'all know if we got high blood pressure, y'all know it's going to be because of Brian Johnson this year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to pose I'm going to pose the question, and I have an answer for it. Are we going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight?
I love that. Yeah, what he said. Exactly how he said it.
And with that being said, man, we are out. Y'all get ready for this game. Everybody that tuned in, everybody that may catch a little bit of this while they riding to the game or while they get ready for the game. Appreciate y'all. If you haven't subscribe.
Definitely.
People's out. Like it, share it. We out.
We out.